What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to trade the new stimulus announcement. So we can see that Trump signs the stimulus and government spending bill into law, averting the government shutdown. Now, before I get into all of these plays that I'm looking at over the next couple weeks, if you guys enjoy this video, please go down and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you're never late on any one of these new videos that I put out, and you can stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks and maybe learn about a couple of new ones. So when Trump signs the new stimulus, as of the current time, we're getting $600 stimulus checks, and it seems like a lot of that money is going to be paid to foreign nations as well. But they're going to have to take a lot of new money and start printing again. Now, if we go over here, we can take a look at the first play that I'm going to be looking at, and that is going to be silver. Now, SLV is the Silver iShares Trust, and we can see that right in March, it had a massive dip down to about 11.17, 11.20. And right as the stimulus was announced, it ripped all the way up to $13. And then by the time August came around, it was trading at around $27. Now, it kind of settled back down after that when the stimulus negotiations went stale and is now trading at $24. Now, recently, when the stimulus kind of had been announced and that the bill had been agreed upon, it went from trading at around $21 to $24. I think silver has a very high potential to go really high in the near future. I currently have the $28 strike for January 15th. Now, let's get into a little bit of the reasoning on why silver would go up when stimulus is announced. When stimulus is announced, it means that there's going to be more money going into the economy, which is going to weaken the dollar. So you're increasing the money supply, so your dollar ends up being worth less. But there's still a fixed amount right now, basically in the market of precious metals. And if the dollar weakens, that means that it's going to cost more dollars to buy 1 ounce of silver. So we can see that when the dollar gets really weak, so we saw the dollar get crushed around here, silver absolutely went crazy. Now, another play that we can look at because of this is GLD, and that's going to be gold. So this is the GLD Spider Gold shares. We can see again, it crashed to about 138 in March in the original crash, and then once the stimulus was announced, it went all the way up to 193. So I'm thinking calls on both gold and silver. I currently don't have a position in gold, but I am looking to get into one very soon. Now, if we go over and take a look, the reason why these precious metals go up is essentially because of the dollar weakening. Now, the dollar is going to be UUP. So now this is going to be the Invesco DB US dollar on the bullish. So we can see that in March, it went down, spiked up, and then has been on an absolute downtrend throughout the entire year. I think once these stimulus checks start getting paid out, the dollar is going to crash even more. There's going to be a point where if the Fed loses control of the dollar, it's going to cause a lot of problems. But as long as the United States government can keep the dollar in control, everything should be okay. Now, if we go and take a look at the next one that I'm going to be playing, it's going to be Boeing. So BA, if we look over here, we can see that the crash was very bad for airlines and airline suppliers. It came a little bit back up when there's stimulus, but Boeing really has not made much of a recovery. If we can get a lot of airline aid in this new stimulus package and even the next stimulus package for the Biden administration, I think Boeing and all of the other airlines like American Airlines, ticker symbol AAL, United Airlines, UAL, and maybe even Delta, JetBlue, or Spirit Airlines could see a massive run-up. Now, let's go back and take a look at some very specific positions that I'm going to be looking at for these ETFs and companies. So if we go back to SLV, we can take a look and pull up the option chain, and we can go to the January 15th expiration date, and we can go down here, and I have these 28 and a halves. I don't really remember which one. I think it's the 28 and a halves now that I'm looking at it, and we can see that the open interest on this entire chain is huge. This is more than almost any other option chain that I've seen in the recent past. Now we can see that just today, the 30s had 8,000 volume. So that means that 8,000 contracts were traded on this strike price, and the 28s, 27,000 of them were traded. And we can go up here, the 25s have an open interest of 201,000. Now, silver is most likely being traded right now by institutions and some big hedge funds, and that's why the open interest is so high. Now, if we take a look at GLD, gold, we can also see that for the January 15th expiration date, that the open interest is going to be very high as well. We can see 52,000, 24,000, and the volume on these. Today, they were not traded as much as silver. I think silver has a lot more room to run. That's why I have gotten silver first versus gold. But you can still see that there is a lot of open interest on this chain. Usually, a lot of investors and traders go into precious metals when they're fearful of the overall market and they want a safe haven to put their money. In this case, I think it's due to the dollar weakening that these ETFs will go up, because if there's more dollars in the market, then it's going to cost more dollars to buy 1 ounce of gold, which is going to drive the price of these ETFs up. If we take a look at Boeing, I haven't really taken a hard look at these yet because I'm not really sure that I want to play Boeing, because it just has not done well this year. If you can catch the weeklies on Boeing, you'll easily hit 1,000%, but it's very rare, and a lot of it is going to be gambling. I usually like to take trades that I have a solid reason for. Usually I only play earnings, the earnings run-ups, and the actual earnings announcements. But Boeing might be a good play for the near future. It's currently trading at 216. If you would like to take a shot at something, I would say the 260s would be what I would go for January 15th or farther out. But there's going to need to be some indication that the airlines are going to be getting a lot of aid. Now, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed these plays, please go down and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you guys are never late on any one of these videos that I put out. And if you guys are in any of these plays already, please comment down below what you have. I want to see what you guys are playing, but that's going to be it for this one.